Hello, friends. Are those changes not coming in your life that you really want? You think that you will fulfill a big dream and change your life, but every time something happens that you remain where you were. You try, watch motivational videos, promise yourself that this time I will definitely change. But in a few days, everything becomes the same again. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Actually, about 55% of our life is made up of our habits. We keep repeating what we do every day, and these habits are so small that we do not even realize whether they are taking us forward or pulling us back. In the book The Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg has said that if we understand our habits and learn to change them in the right way, then we can completely transform our life. Imagine if you make a habit of getting up early in the morning, make a habit of saving a little every day, or leave procrastination and make a habit of working on your goals, then how much can your life change? But the question is this. This is how we can get rid of our bad habits and how to make good habits a part of our life. To know this, watch this video till the end, because we are going to explain the entire summary of this powerful book to you in simple and easy language, so that you can immediately apply it in your life. So are you ready to change your bad habits into good habits? If yes, then watch this video completely, because it can change your life. Chapter 1. Loop of Habits. Have you ever wondered why the things that happen repeatedly in your life happen? Why do we check our phones as soon as we wake up in the morning? Why do we make tea or coffee without thinking? And why do some habits become so strong that it seems impossible to change them? One morning, a man named Mark was on his way to his office. Like every day, he would go by the same route, stop at the same coffee shop, order the same coffee, and then move towards his office. All this was so normal for him that he never paid attention to it. But one day, when he puts his hand in his pocket to get coffee, then he realizes that he has left his wallet at home. He suddenly stops and is surprised. Did he really want to drink coffee, or was it just a habit? This is the power of habits. They control our lives without us realizing it. Charles Duhigg explains in his book The Power of Habit that every habit runs in a cycle: a clue, a routine, and a reward. This is called the habit loop. Whenever a clue triggers us, we unknowingly start following a certain routine, and in the end, we get a reward which forces our brain to maintain this habit. In Mark's case, the smell of the coffee shop and the daily routine were clues for him. Stopping there and buying coffee was his routine, and the satisfaction and freshness he felt when he took the first sip of that coffee was his reward. There is a part in our brain called basal ganglia, which controls these habits. When a task is done repeatedly, our brain puts it in automatic mode so that we do not have to think much. This gives us convenience, but sometimes it can also be harmful. One day, he decided to do an experiment. The next morning when he left for office, he decided that he would definitely pass by the coffee shop but would not go inside. When he reached there, the aroma of coffee tried to tempt him, but he stopped himself. In the beginning, he felt strange, as if something was left incomplete, but gradually after a few days, he stopped feeling the need for this habit. This shows that habits can be changed, but for this, it is important for us to understand their loop. When we want to give up a habit, we have to change the routine and not the clue and reward. Mark did the same. He recognized the clue of his habit, but changed the routine. Now think about which habits are there in your life that are stuck in this loop. Do you eat snacks without being hungry? Do you waste hours scrolling your mobile, or do shopping without need? All this is a part of the loop of habits, but the good thing is that by understanding this loop, it can be controlled. When you try to change a habit next time, ask yourself this question: what is the clue of this habit? What is its routine? And what reward am I looking for? If you recognize this loop, it will be easy for you to change any habit. Chapter 2. The Power of Willpower. Have you ever wondered why some people stick to their goals even in difficult situations, while others give up midway? What is the reason that one person can get up early in the morning and exercise while another keeps snoozing the alarm again and again? The answer is willpower. Anita, who studied in Harvard University, was a very bright student. She always topped her class. But she had a problem that she was not able to follow anything for long. Whenever she set a new goal, she would be full of enthusiasm for a few days in the beginning. But gradually her motivation started to end. She tried many times to get up early in the morning, eat healthy, and reduce social media. But every time in a few days she returned to her old habits. One day her professor told her that willpower is not an innate talent, but like a muscle. If it is trained daily, it becomes strong, and if it is ignored, it becomes weak. Anita did not understand. When Anita came to know how to strengthen her willpower, her professor asked her to do a small experiment. He said that control just one small thing every day. Don't try to change any big habit. Just choose one easy thing and complete it at all costs. Anita decided that she will make her bed properly every day. It was a very small task, but she followed it with complete honesty. On the first day, she found it boring, but gradually her mind started taking it as an important task. After a few weeks, she realized that she had started having better control over other things as well. She was able to focus more on studies. She was able to stop herself from eating junk food, and even her addiction to social media started decreasing. Charles Duhigg explains in his book The Power of Habit that willpower is such a keystone habit that affects the rest of our habits as well. If you strengthen your willpower through a small task, then it can bring a change in your whole life. A famous experiment was done at Stanford University, which is called the marshmallow test. In this, children were asked to eat a small piece of food in a room. They were made to sit in a room and a marshmallow was placed in front of them. They were given two options. Either they can eat that marshmallow immediately, or they can wait for 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows. Some children ate the marshmallow immediately, while some tried to stop themselves. The children who could wait for 15 minutes became more successful as they grew up. This experiment proved that willpower is the power that makes a person understand the difference between success and failure. There is a part in our brain called prefrontal cortex, which controls our willpower. Whenever we postpone something or start doing what we want, this part becomes weak. But when we keep ourselves disciplined, this part becomes stronger. If you want to strengthen your willpower, then you have to achieve small wins. Whenever you oppose something like getting up in the morning and exercising, avoiding eating sweets or stopping yourself from checking the phone without any reason, then the muscle of your willpower becomes stronger. Now think, can you control your willpower? Willpower can be trained like a muscle. Can you improve one small habit in your life so that all your other habits also improve? If yes, then choose one easy task today and do it wholeheartedly, because willpower is the magical power that can change your life. Chapter 3. Planned Habits. Have you ever noticed how organized some people's lives are? They are always on time, achieve their goals, and appear stress-free. It seems as if their life is going according to a plan. But all this does not happen by magic. There is a deep reason behind it. Planned habits. Deliberation. Habits Anuj used to work in a multinational company. He had a good job, but everything in his life was disorganized and unorganized. He would start scrolling on his mobile as soon as he woke up in the morning, would skip breakfast, reach office late, and would remain stressed the whole day. He used to think that he was very busy, but at the end of the day, he would feel that he had not done any big work. This continued for months until one day his team leader called him and said, "Anuj, you are hardworking, but your habits are not letting you move forward. You have to learn to plan your day." Initially, he did not understand what it meant, but when he paid attention to it, he realized that he was doing his work throughout the day without any structure. He was just entangled in everything without separating important and unimportant tasks. This was the reason why he always felt tired, but his productivity was decreasing instead of increasing. After that day, he took a decision. He wanted to change his whole day into well-planned habits. First of all, he decided to improve his morning habits. Now, as soon as he wakes up, he would first exercise, then meditate for a few minutes, and plan his day. He decided that, every night before going to sleep, he would write down the 3 most important tasks of the next day, so that as soon as he wakes up in the morning, he knows what he has to do. Gradually, his life started changing. Now he was more focused than before. His stress had reduced, and he started being happier. His productivity increased so much that in a few months, he got a promotion. All this happened because he had changed his habits into a well-planned one. Charles Duhigg explains in his book, The Power of Habit, that disorderly habits bring chaos in our lives, while planned habits lead us to success. When we plan our day in advance, we are able to work smarter, and a clarity comes within us. If you also want to bring a change in your life, then you have to make your habits well organized. You have to decide which tasks are most important and which are just a waste of time. Do you waste time on social media without any purpose in the morning? Do you remain entangled in multitasking throughout the day, but are unable to get any concrete result? If yes, then now the time has come to plan your habits. The biggest advantage of planned habits is that they save our energy and time. When you set your day in advance, you do not have to think all the time what to do next. Your habits automatically take you in the right direction. Like a nudge, you can also take a small step. From today itself, decide that you will plan your next day every night. Make a list of your most important tasks and give them priority. Make your morning habits in such a way that they give you energy and motivation throughout the day. When you organize your habits, your whole life will change. More balanced, more successful, and happier. Chapter 4. Keystone Habits. Have you ever wondered how some people bring such big changes in their lives? Some suddenly become healthy. Some become rich. Some start reaching heights in their career. It seems as if their whole life has been transformed. But if you look closely, you will find that there is one thing common at the root of all these changes. Keystone Habits. One day, a young man named Rahul, troubled by his obesity, joins a gym. For the first few weeks, he finds it very difficult to get up early in the morning, do workouts, control diet. All this was completely different from his old habits, but he promised himself that no matter what happens, he will exercise for only 30 minutes every day. Gradually, he felt a strange change. Not only did his body start becoming fit, but his whole lifestyle started changing. Now he started eating healthy food and started sleeping early at night. He started waking up early, in the morning, and even his work performance started improving. He started feeling more focus and energy in his work. The most interesting thing here was that he had changed only one habit in his life, exercising daily. But this one habit affected everything else. This is the power of keystone habits. Charles Duhigg explains in his book, The Power of Habit, that keystone habits work like a domino effect. When you adopt a good habit, it gives birth to other good habits as well. It is just like when the flow of a river is fixed, whoever comes in its way will start flowing in that direction. A study found that people who exercise regularly are not only healthy, but also improve their finances, relationships, and mental health. They become less expensive, more disciplined, and are able to deal with stress better. Rahul's story does not end here. After a few months, his physical fitness had improved, but he also felt a tremendous increase in his self-confidence. Now he started talking to people openly, started looking for new opportunities, and started touching new heights in his career. You too. Think about that one habit in your life, which if you change, everything else will also change. Could it be getting up early in the morning? Could it be eating healthy? Could it be reading a book every day? When You identify your keystone habit and start working on it. Your whole life gradually starts changing. Have the courage to adopt it once and then see how it gives a new direction to your life. Chapter 5. Habits of Successful Companies. Have you ever wondered why some companies achieve continuous success while others keep struggling? How some brands become such that people consider them a part of their life? It is not just about products or services, but there is a deeper reason behind it: their habits. In 1979, American retail company Albertsons was constantly trying new strategies to grow its business, but in no way was it getting the success it wanted. The management changed marketing campaigns many times and launched new schemes, but customers kept moving towards some other brand. Then the CEO of the company decided to bring a different strategy. He adopted a new approach and focused on changing the company's habits. He first looked at the working style of his employees. He noticed that the staff did not pay much attention to customer service, and the customer experience in the stores was not great. He decided to develop a new habit: to welcome every customer warmly and prioritize their needs. The company trained its employees to make them a part of this new habit. Gradually, customers started getting a new experience, and they started coming back on their own. In a few years, Albertsons became one of the most successful retail chains in America. Charles Duhigg explains in his book, The Power of Habit, that behind every successful company, there are some habits that become a part of their entire system. These habits change not only the behavior of the employees, but also the culture of the entire company. In the 1980s, the Aluminum Company of America, Alcoa, was continuously incurring losses. When the new CEO Paul O'Neill took over the company, everyone thought that he would bring a new strategy to increase profits. But he did something else. He focused on the safety habits of the company. He decided that the first priority will be the safety of the employees. He made a rule that any employee will have to report any injury immediately, and the whole company will have to work together to solve that problem. Initially, the investors found this thing strange. They were thinking that the company's focus should be on profit and not on safety rules. But within a few years, the productivity of the company increased in a strange way. The employees became more evolved, and their way of working started improving. The result was that in a few years, Elva became one of the most successful aluminum companies in the world. Both these examples teach us that big successes are achieved when the company turns its habits in the right direction. When a company focuses on improving the habits of its employees, its entire work culture starts changing. If you are running a business yourself or want to form a company in the future, then first of all, pay attention to the habits of your company. Is your team working on time? Is customer service being given priority? Does everyone understand the vision of the company? When you find answers to these questions and develop the right habits, then your company will also follow them. Can become like successful brands which people not only like, but also trust. Chapter Thief. Why can we change our habits? Have you ever wondered how some people bring big changes in their lives while others fail even after trying again and again? Why is it that some people are successful in quitting alcohol or cigarettes while others remain trapped in the web of their bad habits? Can our habits really be changed, or are we forced to remain slaves of them? In the morning, Neeraj was turning the pages of his old diary. He remembered that 5 years ago he had made a promise to himself that he would wake up early every morning, exercise and improve his health. But the reality was that 5 years had passed, and he still used to stay awake till late night, eat unhealthy food, and wake up late in the morning. He had tried to change his habits many times, but every time after a few weeks, he returned to his old life. He started feeling that he could never change. But one day when he met a friend of his thinking completely changed. His friend told him, "Neeraj, you are trying to change your habits again and again. But the real problem is that you are not believing that you can change. Change comes from within, not from outside." Charles Duhigg explains in his book The Power of Habit that habits get set in our mind like a pattern. When we do something repeatedly, it gets stored in the basal ganglia of our brain. So, when we try to change a habit, our mind starts stopping us. This is the same feeling when a person tries to quit smoking, but after a few days, he starts craving again. But the good news is that our habits can be changed, and the biggest reason for this is our belief. Until we believe in ourselves that we can change, no change will be permanent. Niraj thought deeply about this for the first time. He understood that as long as he considers himself a person who wakes up late, he will never be able to make a habit of waking up early in the morning. He will have to shift his identity. That is, he will have to consider himself a new person who wakes up early, exercises, and gives priority to his health. After a few days, later he adopted a new method. He did not just focus on getting up early in the morning but changed his entire mindset. He told himself, "I am a healthy and disciplined person. I take care of my body. I get up early in the morning because this is my identity." Gradually, his thinking started changing. Now it was not just a habit. It had become his identity. And when a few weeks passed, he realized that he has really changed. The biggest proof of this is that many people in the world have changed even their most difficult habits. People who quit addiction, self-made Mr. Mears earning crores, world-class athletes, all of them were once slaves of their old habits, but they started considering themselves as a new person. And this is the real key to change. If you also want to change any of your habits, then the first step is that you start considering yourself as a new person. Do not say that I am trying to quit smoking. Rather say I am not a smoker. Do not say that I am trying to work out. Rather say I am a fit and healthy person. When you change the way you think about yourself, your habits start changing automatically. Remember this: our habits do not control us, but we can control our habits, and when we have full faith in this, only then the real change comes. So now you know how much power habits have in our life. Our small habits can take us to the heights of success or stop us where we have been standing for years. But the good thing is that we can change any of our habits if we understand it correctly and take action on it. The book, The Power of Habit, teaches us that every habit has a loop, and if we change our routine by identifying our cue and reward, then we can use our habits to our advantage. But remember, nothing will happen by just understanding. The real change will come when you apply it in your life. Do not think that everything will change in a day. Consistency is the real magic. If you make small changes every day, then in a few months, you will get to see a completely new and better version of yourself. Now the time has come to ask yourself a question. Can you control your habits? Or let them control your life? If you really want to make your future better, then start a new good habit today itself. A small victory can take you to big success. If you liked this video and you have learned something new from it, then do like it and tell us in the comment, which is your biggest bad habit that you want to change. And if you want to see such powerful and life-changing book series, then subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you keep getting notifications for every new video. Remember, one small habit can change your entire life. See you in the next video. Until then, keep growing, keep learning. Thank you.